Good afternoon, dreamers. So I am on day 9 today of my straw bale garden conditioning, and went back and read my notes last night and realized that I messed up. So don't do like I did. Again, this is more of a how not to do thing video instead of a how to. So on the straw bales, we're supposed to nitrogen the first day, water the second day, nitrogen the third day, water the fourth day, until you get to day 7. And days 7, 8, and 9, you're supposed to put a quarter cup of fertilizer on the bale each day. I didn't. On day 7, I put a half a cup. On day 8, I just watered. And then today's day 9, supposed to do a quarter cup. So I'll go ahead and do a quarter cup today. And then day 10 is going to be the all-purpose fertilizer, the 12-12-12 or the 10-10-10 fertilizer. So I missed a day in there and I did too much on day 7, but you know what, whatever. Life goes on. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quarter cup of fertilizer on each of the bales today and water it in. First, I'm going to take temperatures because it didn't dawn on me also that I was taking the temperatures after I was watering with well water. And our well water is ice cold. And so that's probably why my temperatures on some of the bales are lower. The other two tightly packed bales are heating up nicely. You know, they're around 120, 130 degrees. But the other ones, I'm not really getting a true reading on any of them if I'm pouring ice cold water on them first. So I'm going to go ahead and take the temperatures of them now. It's about 68, 70 degrees out here right now. So I want to see how these bales are doing. And then I'll go ahead and put a quarter cup of nitrogen fertilizer on them and then water them in. And I will check back in with you in a few. Okay, bale number 1 before watering. Still rising up in temperature a little, but it looks like 116 degrees. Bale number 2 looks like about 69 degrees. Bale number 3 is 64 degrees. Bale number 4 is 66 degrees. Bale number 5 is 74 degrees and climbing, so about 75 degrees. And bale number 6 is about 115 degrees. Okay, so day 7, I'm only going to put a quarter of a cup of fertilizer on each of the bales and then water them in. And I'm just estimating the quarter cup because I don't have a measuring cup out here, but I think they will be fine. Okay, and now I will just water them in. Hey everyone, it's Anne Marie with Big Dreams Homestead, and I wanted to show you all something. Hold on just a sec. You see that? Mighty Mo is also a big dreamer. He dreams of shredded chicken for dinner, maybe? Hi, Mo. He comes out here every morning when I give them scratch and watches them jump all around and try and get to the scratch. And then he comes out here every evening and makes sure that they all go to bed correctly, I guess, because he sits here and watches them until they go up to roost. I guess he's dreaming of something better than dry kibble for dinner. So I have finally made it to day 10 of straw bale gardening and got my straw bales back there. And so today's task is add 1 cup of all-purpose fertilizer. You want to find a fertilizer that is pretty equal, so 10, 10, 10, 12, 12, 12. What I got is 16, 16, 16, and I'll show you that here in a minute. And we're going to put 1 cup on each of the bales and water it in. I'm going to take some temperatures first, And then after that, we're done with the conditioning of them. We're just watering them each day and waiting until the bales drop in temperature down to about what it is outside. So that's the way I understand it. So, and then I can plant in them, which is fine because that gives me a few more days to get the fence around the bales and get some cinder blocks in there to hold them up more before I do the planting. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I got to put on it for the all-purpose fertilizer. I'm going to put some of the good stuff back into the bales and get them ready for planting. So here we go. So this is the fertilizer I bought. It was actually the only stuff I could find that was equal numbers. It's 16, 16, 16, and it's CHS Home and Garden Extended Release Quality Blended Fertilizer. I got this at Home Depot. It was, I think, $14. And the stuff in the back is this. So we've got nitrogen at 16%, audible phosphate at 16%, soluble potash at 16%, and sulfur at 6%. We're hoping this is the right stuff. Guess I'll find out the hard way like everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and put a cup of this on each of the bales. And first I'm going to take the temperatures of them. So bale number 1 is 111 degrees. Bale number 2 is 69.6 degrees. Bale number 3 is 67.3 degrees. And furry degrees. Bale number 4 is 66.7 degrees and also cat paw degrees. He just can't stay out of my way. Bale number 5 is 76 degrees, still climbing a little bit, but slowly. So I'm going to call it 76 degrees. It looks like bale number 6 is going to be 111 degrees. Okay, so now I am just going to put 1 cup of this all-purpose fertilizer on each of the bales and then water it in. And it's not a solo cup, it's an actual 1 cup measurement that you need. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. I do a lot of baking, so I'm pretty good at guessing at measurements. And now we'll just give it a water. Okay, and that's all there is to day 10 of straw bale conditioning is just the all-purpose fertilizer, 1 cup, and then water. And now we just keep coming back and watering each day and checking the temperatures before we water. And when the temperatures start to drop down, you can comfortably stick your hand in there and not feel the heat. Then it's okay to plant your plants in there. I did go today and buy a bunch of starts. I think 25 starts, and then I have 2 flats of sugar snap peas and sweet peas. So I'll show you guys what I purchased to plant in the straw bales. But before that, I wanted to show you what we got going on behind me here. So we have one of those old Costco tarp tents. We have several of these on the property that used to be used for storage. And we want to put a greenhouse here. And this old storage, trying to see if you can even see that, but this old frame is still up. And I saw somebody on the group that I'm in Facebook that had turned one into a greenhouse, and I would love to know how to do that. So if you have any comments or suggestions, please put them down, comment on this thread here. Don't want to do it necessarily for this year because we have too many projects going on. I'm going to be building a tiny home here pretty soon, but would love to have that for maybe next year to be able to plant in year round. So if you have any comments on it, leave them below, and I'd love to hear from you. Okay, dreamers, so these are some of the plants that I got from the plant sale. I have some indoor plants as well, like aloe and a spider plant and stuff, just to keep inside. But for out here, or for out in the garden, I have a tomato. This one is a Sweet 100 tomato. We have chives. There is basil, oregano. Oh, let me see if I can get these without killing them. I believe this one's, yeah, basil. We have oregano. We have, this is a yellow bell pepper. I believe this one's Roma tomato. This is a zucchini. Says Nelly Sam, but now I can't remember. Then we have this one is a tomato squash. I mean tomato. Table queen squash. Here, I believe this is another pepper. Yeah, green bell pepper. Jalapeno pepper. Yum. This one back in here is a thyme. This is another, oh, this one's broccoli here. Then we have some basil and another squash. So, there were a few things that they didn't have that I do want to put in there. Lettuce and a different kind of cabbage than what they had for sale down there. So I will go try and purchase some starts of those. I also have these guys here, which I started from seed. And they are super dry right now. They need to be watered. But these are sugar snap peas. And then these ones over here are Oregon sugar pod peas. And these I will grow up on the fence, on the edge of the bales. So now it's just a matter of waiting until the bales cool off enough, and then getting these babies planted, and I'll come back and post when I do. Talk to you guys soon.